These police are absolutely out of control. The entire grand jury system is a complete joke. The only thing that will stop this mess is police officers going to jail when they F up. That's it. So I keep waiting for more white people to realize that this shit just won't stop with black people. And at some point, police are going to be so incorrigible that it will affect the white community too. When the white community starts saying enough, it will change. You know, I don't think I don't know what you mean by what more white people realize this shit won't stop with black people. And at some point, I just don't think that's going to happen. In other words, like, I know that I feel like they know what they can get away with, or what they think they can get away with, and what they can't. And
also, every time it's at least historically, and I'm sure you know that every time it's been that kind of conversation has happened, there's always the tendency to, like the example that I always reference, but that studies on Reagan Democrats in the 80s, and it wasn't that they were pro-corporate policies at all. They just basically, they had a lot of racism, and they resented poor people, and they resented the corporate sector, but they felt like, well, we can kick down and get some satisfaction this way,
right,
and be on top of a hierarchy, and nothing is going to happen for Wall Street or whatever that I want anyways, so I might as well target my aggression this way.
I mean, that's the irony of the slowdown, right? Is that their tickets, 90% are they're down by 90% on tickets and summons, but such a high percentage of those were issued in minority communities. Absolutely. And in low-income communities that, you know, it's not like somebody on the Upper East Side is going like, boy, I noticed there's a lot less ticketing going on.
It used to be when I got the driver for my Jaguar, every time they would just hit me with a summons. And now, yeah, that's not happening. The other thing that I thought was so funny, was amazing, is just when people first started talking about the slowdown, just the terminology of, we're only going to do arrests now that we absolutely have to.
Right.
Like, you're walking around like, okay, so what percentage of arrests were not really
like,
necessary?
Yeah, let's do it. I've noticed that there has been an incredible decrease in the amount of harassment that the homeless people are getting, and I don't feel comfortable with that.
It used to be that the man who asked me for change and even a cup of coffee and said, God bless you, would regularly get roughed up and removed from my eye line. And now he's there saying, God bless you to me every day. And it's very unseemly
disturbing.
and uncomfortable.
I don't like it. I don't like it. When is this radical de Blasio going to get off his high horse?
I blame it on the wife.
But you know, the amazing thing is, like, in the media now, like, there is, I don't know if I've read a piece from anybody or any of, like, even, like, you know, the sort of objective media that isn't like, de Blasio really made a misstep in talking about his son. You know, what? Are you effing serious?
They talked to a couple of officers, and I read this over the break, so I don't remember what the piece was. I think it was in the New York Times. They talked to a couple of officers, you know, off the record on their way into, I think Ramos's wake, and one of the cops, it was a black NYPD cop, and they said, "What do you think of what de Blasio said?" And he was like, "It's common sense what he told his son." Not only is this not like. What he just said was be mindful when you reach to show your ID if you're dealing with a cop. That's basically what he said.
Because you're black.
Because you're black. But he didn't even frame it. He just framed it as like, I have a son. This is a risk factor that obviously is heightened for him. Everybody knows that.
Right.
He didn't attach anything to it.
You see what they're complaining about.
Yeah.
And they're complaining about the same thing with the Pittsburgh police chief. You are acknowledging the existence
exactly
of racial disparity in the way that people are treated. And that is a no-no.
And they also got pissed off that he said on the Hot 97 show after the grand jury
That was
thing.
his first mistake there, going on Hot 97.
He's been going to Hot 97 for a long time. That's a major, Ebro,
Why is
whatever.
he afraid to go on the Iman show?
Yeah. Hyman's still alive.
I'd love
He's not. What, De Blasio's not good enough
I'd love
to talk
to see him talk to McGurk that way.